Ambassador, last week your embassy has been the address for hundreds of Kosovars seeking visa in their quest for a job in Croatia. Why Croatia has emerged so quickly as an address for Kosovars to seek a job there?
We don't have working visas. There is a working permit. And upon getting the working permit, one can then ask the visa to enter the country. But why? Because at the end of the year 2018, the Croatian government adopted a decision on the quotas for employment of foreigners for the current year, 2019. In the decision, there are also regulations on business activities and occupations which are envisaged by this decision and by the number. In total, we are the quota for this year is 65,000 permits for foreigners. Out of this number, 15,000 permits already for the existing working contracts, so already for those who work in Croatia, and another number, and then the rest, 50,100, is for the new employment. Most permits are for construction sector, tourism, hospitality in terms of restaurants, bars, and things like that, and that's more or less why this? Why tourism sector? Because we have had in the previous years a considerable increase in tourism. For instance, in 2018, there was an increase of 7.1% compared to the previous year, 2017. So 18.7 million tourists were there in Croatia, were accommodated in commercial accommodations, which is quite a substantial number. And that's why, apart from the construction sector, which kind of occupations? Carpenters, waiters, chiefs, some other kind of workers in tourism sector, then drivers of heavy vehicles and so on. Those are mainly the, let's say, occupations that we are looking for.
We know that in Kosovo it's difficult for you to find a job. Can Croatia provide what they are looking for?
As I told you, those are mainly very specified occupations, professions, very, carpenters, workers, waiters, chefs. We are, of course, open to all those with the professional qualifications required for these occupations. Each year, the government upgrades and improves working conditions. The financial aspects, precisely the level of benefits, is also increasing. And at this point, it should be mentioned that this is also due to our entering to the EU, this, let's say, improvements. And why Croatia is interesting for your citizens, I think, this is my opinion, it's that it's due to our demand of the labor force, that's for sure. But the second thing is unemployment issues here. And it's also the matter that your citizens, Kosovars, they speak or they understand Croatian language. They are good in languages. Your people, they are hardworking people. It's actually a very nice feature that your people can be proud of. So more or less, I think those are the reasons. Then many of them have good friendly relations with Croatia. Some friends or relatives that are already very well integrated there. So those are the reasons.
Do you have any figures? How many Kosovars have applied recently?
I don't. I can speak about the figures. How many applications for visas we have received for these purposes? So for the purpose to go to Croatia, and this was from the beginning of the year till now, More than 2,000.
More than 2,000.
More than 2,000.
Which is an increase compared
It's an
to...
increase. It's It's an increase. It's substantial increase, because from 2018 till now, we have had kind of 3,300 applications for these purposes, for getting visa. So it's basically a substantial increase. And just from beginning of this year till now, till this month, we have 2,000.
Do you have any extra procedural facilitation about visa? Do they suffer as they suffer in other embassies for procedures, you know?
You know, the procedure is very well set up by the Schengen rules. Although Croatia is not part of Schengen, but we have to abide to the Schengen rules because we want to enter the Schengen.
Last month we have seen Berlin summit and we have seen developments aftermath. Can Kosovo and Serbia reach a deal, bearing in mind what happened during in the Berlin summit and after it?
It is always, I think, it is always good to meet and talk, and sit at the same table, especially after a couple of months. When it comes to the meeting, I think that the intent is important. So basically to move, to talk, to move the dialogue. Expectations of the results usually raise with the number and intensity of talks. Complex issues, it's difficult that can be solved at once. So it takes time. Dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia is needed. Without the dialogue, there is no solution and cannot be solution. That's why we support it. And for us, which I have to say, the prosperity of the region is of utmost importance. That was the reason why we were there as well.
Yeah. As an EU member state, can Croatia contribute to that dialogue in any way?
It is in our absolute interest, stability and prosperity of the neighborhood. It is in Croatian interest, successful, prosperous region, and we are fully aware also of the importance of the enlargement. What matters the most is for the agreement to reinforce the stability of the entire region and be for the benefit of the citizens.
How do you see the tax developments? It's obvious that the removal of the tax is a condition to continue the dialogue. How do you see that this issue? Can the parties find a solution on that?
Very shortly, it is in hands of the two parties.